What's up, guys? It's me, Kane with Crazy, and today we're doing my top 10 roller coaster review. And we're going to start with honorable mentions. Hereby at 15, we had The Beast, 14, Mystic Timbers, 13, Mako, 12, Manta, and 11, Alpengeist. They're honorable mentions because they didn't crack the top 10, but they're pretty close. Alright, now starting with the top 10, we have Fahrenheit. Fahrenheit, I rode that a couple years ago at Hershey Park when I went there. It was a pretty fun ride. I remember being one of the best coasters at Hershey Park, in my opinion. I really did enjoy what type of ride Fahrenheit gave me. Overall, it was very smooth. The layout was pretty good. I mean, there really wasn't any theming for it, so that's kind of bogus for that. But really, overall, Fahrenheit was just a pretty good coaster, in my opinion. Nothing too big, nothing too small. Fahrenheit is pretty good in its own spot. I mean, you really can't hate on it. I especially love the Norwegian roll that Fahrenheit has on their layout. I mean, Hershey Park did a good job of hiring. Can't think of the coaster's company at the top of my head, but whoever did it did a pretty good job creating Fahrenheit. The Norwegian roll is beautiful. The layout is very well spread out. Hopefully, we see this coaster back in 2025, which a little glimpse is that I'm on my road to 100 credits, as I just hit 50 this year. Next year, I should be able to hit 100, but no spoilers. Here at number 9 from Kings Island, we have Banshee. Banshee is a pretty good B&M invert coaster when I rode it. Personal opinion is one of the better B&M inverts I've been on, even though I've been on a couple. Alpengeist, Banshee, Great Bear. I really think that's it, I believe, for the most part. Like, I think Banshee's the best out of those 3 B&M inverts. Banshee's layout is one of a kind, in my opinion. You really can't get the same experience nowhere else. Banshee's a pretty good coaster. I mean, the layouts are beautiful. The high packs is pretty good. Perfect fit for Kings Island. Sorry about that. But the layout's beautiful. The G-forces are lovely and all that. Pretty well overall. It does a very good job in doing what it needs to do. I mean, the intensity is perfect and all that. It's a little rough, but overall quite smooth for the most part. I mean, I was a little sick the day I was at Kings Island, so that might affect everything. But overall, Banshee wasn't a pretty bad ride there. Actually, I had quite a fun time riding it. But anyways, I mean, Banshee's layout was beautiful and all that. I mean, it's right next to the Bat, and the Bat is a hidden gem in the park, in my opinion. But Banshee has one of the best endings, in my opinion. It's just perfect all throughout. That's why, in my opinion, it's the best B&M out ever I was on. But anyways, that's Banshee. Here at number 8, we have Diamondback, also from Kings Island. Yes, Diamondback, in my opinion, is one of the best coasters at Kings Island. I'm not going to spoil anything else from Kings Island until if any coaster shows up, in my opinion. I mean, you never know what else can crack. If you watch my Kings Island video tier list, you would know which coaster I like the best there. It could be Diamondback, it could be Orion. You would never know. But honestly, though, Diamondback overall was a pretty good B&M hyper. It didn't show up as a hyper coaster. It was pretty good. Wait time wasn't that bad. Kings Island is pretty good with operations and all that. That's why these coasters are so high up from Kings Island. I mean, it's quite hard to rank all these Kings Island coasters because, in my opinion, they're all too close. And they're like all like boom, boom, boom. That's why a lot of them rank high up on my tier list. And as I said, Kings Island overall, probably one of the best theme parks I've been to. I'm probably going to do a theme park review of each park I was at and kind of like rate them and like rank them. But anyways, back to Diamondback. Overall, as a BMM hyper, it does its job. I mean, it has a pretty well theme into it. I mean, yes, the key isn't the best for this theme, but overall, it's nice. The splash sound that's coming up here is nice too. I mean, it does pack a punch. A little rough, but it has pretty good airtime and all that. It has all the effects that I like in a coaster. I mean, riding this with my dad, it's pretty nice. I was on like one of the outer seats, so that's quite cool to be on. I mean, going to Kings Island and riding Diamondback is a must for everyone. But anyways, that is Diamondback. Here at number 7, from Hershey Park, we have Sky Rush. I mean, Sky Rush overall, in my opinion, when I rode it, it had the old restraints. It's not was like now. I haven't got to ride the new Sky Rush yet, but personal opinion, the new Sky Rush might be able to be at Wildcats Revenge. But like the Sky Rush, I rode it 6 times in a day. It wasn't that bad of a ride. I don't know why a lot of people complain about the old restraints. It really wasn't that bad for me. Yes, I know I'm skinny and all that, but overall, it's not that bad of a ride experience for me. A little intense, but what do you expect from a coaster like that? I mean, it is made to be intense and all that. In my opinion, for what it was made out of, it's the best way it could get. I mean, the layout is perfect. They use it surrounding perfectly and all that. I mean, the intensity level is there. Everything you want from a coaster from Sky Rush is essentially what it is, in my opinion. But really, Sky Rush has nothing left for me to say. I mean, I said everything I needed to over the time. Sky Rush, it's only one of the better coasters I've rode in. Here at number 6, from my home park, Kennywood, it's Steel Curtain. Steel Curtain overall, it's not a pretty bad ride. I mean, the long left tail building up the intensity to the ride is nice. I mean, it's with its 9 inversion, it's quite nice. The Drop and Fire roll, which earlier this year, or maybe before my trips in Busch Gardens last year, I think, I learned what the Drop and Fire was and why it closed at Busch Gardens. But if you want a video on that, I can do one like that and tell you guys. But overall, I mean, Steel Curtain's the newest coaster at Kennywood. PNC Marion, Pittsburgh Steelers. I mean, they aren't the best team right now, to say the least. I hate watching the team play every Sunday. They're very disappointing. But this is a football team review. It's a roller coaster top 10 tier list. So let's get back to it. I mean, right here with the Drop and Fire roll at the top, 197 feet tall. It's beautiful. Perfect fit for it. I mean, the 9 versions are very well spread out. I mean, with Steel Curtain, its custom layout is cool. As, in my opinion, it's more like a hyper coaster, in my opinion, because I have no other idea what to rate Steel Curtain as. Because it's an unknown coaster type, one of a kind. You can only find that at Kennywood. I mean, Steel Curtain has a unique layout, to say the least. Overall, Steel Curtain overall is a pretty good coaster. I like the layout. I mean, it's very well paced, fast paced too. And that's what I like to see out of a coaster like that. But anyways, that's Steel Curtain. Here at number 5, we found Busch Gardens. We have Verbolten. Verbolten overall is a pretty good coaster. I like how it's indoor and outdoors. They use its layout to its advantage, I'd say. Quite disappointed how they took out Big Bad Wolf for this ride. But for honestly, the indoor part theming for Verbolten isn't that bad. And it's smooth. The little surprise element, which I'm not going to tell you guys. If you haven't been to Busch Gardens Williamsburg with that surprise element on Verbolten, it's actually really not that surprising because you'll figure out what it is when it comes up. It's really not very well hidden, to say the least, because the surprise really isn't a surprise. You kind of figure it out as soon as you possibly can. But as my GoPro camera here didn't catch what it looks like on the inside of the tunnel, but overall, it's a nice little theming it has there. I mean, the lights flicker and all that. Just be careful. You never know what you can get out of it. But honestly, Revolting's a pretty nice ride. I like its layout. I mean, it's a beautiful scenery coaster too. Coming to the outside, this scene's beautiful. My favorite line is "The train broke, we're gonna die." I made that line. Personal opinion, I like that quote. But yeah, no, it's a multi-launch coaster. It's beautiful. This drop coming up here, which I'm not sure what that sign says up there. Worry about that shed, but it's interesting. But I like the scenery there. But overall, Verbolten, it's a nice pace layout, very good with intensity. And I like what it does. But anyways, that's Verbolten. Here at number 4, at Hershey Park, we have Wildcats Revenge. Wildcats Revenge was the first type prototype coaster for me. My first type RMC coaster, my one and only RMC coaster, and one and only RMC hybrid coaster. Gonna think of the name for a second, but Wildcats Revenge, it's been one of my favorite coasters since I've ridden it. And I'm not good at English. My school doesn't teach me English very well. Just heads up for that. Not name dropping, but you probably figure out what school if you know me very well. But overall, Wildcats Revenge grew on me instantly. I liked it from whenever the first time I rode it. I find it an interesting layout. You know, I might head back there next year, see if anything changed on it. Like, a new video or a new little teaser is going to be dropping here soon about a little surprise for you guys. But anyways, Wildcats Revenge was a little intense where I rode it, a little rough, but it was only open for a month at the time, so honestly, it might grow on me. I mean, a beautiful layout for what I had to work with off of the old Wildcat. I mean, overall, Wildcats Revenge layout's quite beautiful in my opinion. But anyways, that's Wildcats Revenge. Here at number 3, we have Orion from Kings Island. I mean, Orion overall was a very special type of coaster for me. In my opinion, I consider Orion a Giga coaster. Never rode in a Giga coaster before in my life until this year. I mean, Orion will always hold a special place in my heart. I mean, the first ever Giga coaster for me. Yes, even though the lift hill stands at 287, but the drop is 300 feet, in my opinion, that we'll consider Orion a Giga coaster. But overall, Orion has a beautiful layout. I mean, I didn't ride every coaster at Kings Island, but I got on 13 out of the 16 coasters. Or like, I know I got 13 coasters at Kings Island. Out of the 16 or 15 they have. I'm unsure about it. The ones I didn't get on were the ones that were closed, like Vertigo and Backlot Stunt Coaster, and the Kiddie Coaster, Great Pumpkin Coaster. But overall, Orion was a beautiful coaster. I enjoyed the layout. I enjoyed the theming to it in the queue, which overall, Orion had the best queue in my opinion. Yes, Flight of Fear. Also at Kings Island had a pretty good queue, but the ride didn't live up to it. As you'll probably see in my next video, that I hate Flight of Fear. Quite rarely much I hate Flight of Fear. I hate that ride. It should honestly either get remodeled because they did a terrible job making it. But anyways, back to Orion. Orion's layout is beautiful. A little bit intense, but it had great jolts of airtime and all that. I mean, it delivered when it had to. Overall, Orion was a pretty good ride for me. A very solid ride. I enjoyed it. Beautiful theme into it, but anyways, that's Orion. Here at number 2 from Busch Gardens is Pantheon. Pantheon's the best coaster hands down. Busch Gardens Williamsburg. I believe it might. I think it's their newest one. No, it's not their newest one no more. It's Big Bad Wolf is their newest one, or Big Bad Wolf's Revenge, whatever you want to call it. But Pantheon is one of their newer coasters, made by Intamin. This thing's supposed to be like if Maverick from Cedar Point and Jurassic Coaster. No, Velocicoaster, not Jurassic Coaster. If Maverick and Velocicoaster had a baby, it would be Pantheon. Pantheon, you meet the wrath of 5 Greek gods. And overall, this coaster packs a punch. It was pretty fun. I rode this coaster 11 times in one day. Very intense, good bit, not very intense, good bit of intensity. Smooth overall, good theming. Everything is well spread out in my opinion. Top hat there is nice. I enjoyed the rollback that you get from it. I mean, Pantheon delivers when it should. I mean, that stall right there is beautiful. I enjoyed that. But overall, Pantheon is a pretty enjoyable coaster. I enjoyed every single second of it. But anyways, that's Pantheon. Last but not least, at the top of my list, once again, from my home park, Kennywood, is Phantom's Revenge. Phantom's Revenge has been on my top coaster ever since I've gotten into coasters. Phantom's Revenge is the reason why I love coasters to this day. It'll always be one of the best coasters in my opinion, no matter what anyone says. I mean, yes, of course, I was unfortunately not able to ride Steel Phantom. My parents said Steel Phantom was a pretty good coaster overall. But generally, I think Phantom's Revenge has probably might have been a better coaster for Kennywood. So I'm glad Morgan did what they needed to do and fix it. But yeah, Phantom's Revenge layout is beautiful. It uses its surroundings to its advantage. In my opinion, it's a hyper coaster. Yes, even though the lift is 163, I think. But overall, it speed up to 85 miles an hour. And its second drop, 233 feet, I believe. It essentially makes it a hypercoaster. Speed itself doesn't matter. Any coaster could be any type of speed with any type of height. But overall, Phantom's Revenge at Kennywood has been my favorite coaster. It has a long backstory to it. I mean, I unfortunately haven't been able to get out to Kennywood ride it this year. But Phantom's Revenge has always been the best. It has great moments of airtime. I'm always out of my seat for the whole time riding it. But anyways, Phantom's Revenge has been one of the best coasters for me. And I always enjoyed it. It's always a pleasant ride every time. But anyways, that's Phantom's Revenge. If you enjoyed today's video, please like and subscribe as it will make my day. Thank you and goodbye.